Research shows that around 70% of organizational transformations fail to meet their objectives, and OKR implementations are not exempt from it. Most stall before completing the second cycle. So in this video, I'll walk you through the 8-step framework for implementing OKRs that comes from a workshop we ran with Hannes Albrecht, a consultant who has spent 14 years rolling out OKRs from everywhere from startups to traditional enterprises. And before we go into those 8 steps of OKR implementation, we'll actually cover the 4 pitfalls that many organizations fall into that stall and negate their OKR implementation processes. So why do most OKR implementations fail? Reason number 1 is the set and forget mindset. A team runs a great workshop, drafts a clean set of OKRs, and then goes quiet for 2 months. So by the time anyone checks in, the cycle's over. 2, weak underlying strategy. OKRs cannot anchor onto something that doesn't exist. If leadership cannot state the company's 2 or 3 strategic priorities over the year, fix that first. 3, conflicting goal systems. OKRs running in parallel with MBOs, KPIs, and other performance review goals confuses everyone. Pick one primary system and retire the rest. And number 4 is over-engineering. How to fix this? It's the rule of 12. No more than 12 key results across your entire OKR set, with 2 or 3 key results per objective. If you avoid these 4 pitfalls, you're halfway there to a successful OKR implementation. Now, let's move on to the actual 8 steps you need to go through for a successful OKR implementation. Step number 1 is to define what success looks like for the implementation itself. Write a one-line meta-objective for the rollout. Something like, by the end of quarter 3, every department runs its own OKRs without external coaching. This becomes the standard you judge the rollout against, separate from whether individual OKRs hit 100% of their targets. Step 2, choose your pilot group. One team or one department, not the entire company. Pick a group with 3 properties: strategic relevance, so the OKRs feel consequential, an open-minded manager willing to change how the team operates, and of course, a moderate workload, not a crisis team or an idle one. Crisis teams can't give the rollout attention, and idle teams can't generate realistic learnings about how OKRs interact with pressure. Step 3, assign 3 key roles before the actual OKR workshop. First, it's the executive sponsor. Someone with budget authority, publicly committed to the rollout, and visibly using OKRs themselves. Second is going to be your OKR coach, the framework expert who runs the first workshop and sits in on retrospectives. This can be external or internal. And third is going to be your OKR champion, an enthusiastic team member inside the pilot team who keeps momentum between coach touchpoints. And of course, each of your key results also gets an owner accountable for movement on that key result during the cycle. Step 4, we're halfway there already. Choose your cadence and commit company-wide. Quarterly is the standard. Trimester or 4-month cycles work for slower moving industries like manufacturing. The rule from our OKR expert, Hannes, is firm. One cadence across the entire company. Mixed cadences between teams at the same level break the entire system down. The one acceptable 2 cadence setup is yearly OKRs at the company top level with quarterly OKRs for the teams underneath. Step 5, the kickoff workshop. You're finally running your OKR workshop. Now, Hannes Albrecht uses a 5-step simple start. Pick the team. Agree on a time frame which doesn't have to be a full quarter. Identify 1 or 2 high-impact problems the team can realistically influence. Formulate at most 2 objectives with 2 key results, staying well under the rule of 12, and set the bi-weekly check-in routine. Once you're done, you can schedule the next 4 check-ins on everyone's calendar before leaving the room. Step 6, establish the bi-weekly check-in rhythm. This is one that many OKR experts call the most important, and it is the step that is quite often skipped. Now, you don't need another dedicated meeting just for this. You can spend 5 to 10 minutes inside an existing team meeting for these check-ins. You can discuss where the team stands on each key result and what's blocking the progress. And skipping this step is what causes the whole set and forget mindset. Step 7, run your OKR retrospective. This happens at the end of your cycle before the next one begins. Now, here are some questions you should be asking in your OKR retro. What should the team begin doing differently in cycle 2? What practices should it drop? And what's working and should be preserved? Now, the OKRs you will set will change regardless. What you really should be evaluating in the retro is your operating rhythm. And step 8, plan the rollout to additional teams. Expansion should come after a minimum of 2 completed OKR cycles. Here's a common framework. Cycle 1 is your pilot team. Cycle 2 adds 2 more teams. And cycle 3 brings in the full department. So by cycle 4, most of the company is now using OKRs. But all of this was just scratching the surface of OKR implementations. We wrote a detailed article going over everything Hannes explained in our 78-minute OKR workshop. And that article doesn't just include insights, but an actual free downloadable OKR framework template that you can download and use to draft your first OKRs. You can find the link to the full article in the description. And if your company is in the Microsoft 365 ecosystem and you're planning on implementing OKRs, then the best OKR software you can use by a long shot is Teamflect. Teamflect is an all-in-one performance management and OKR software built specifically for Microsoft Teams. It is an official Microsoft partner, and it is currently the highest rated OKR software in the Microsoft Teams App Store. You can learn more about Teamflect, schedule a free demo, or just try it for free yourself by once again clicking the link in the description. But that about brings us to the end of our video. What did you think? What did I miss? What are some crucial steps in OKR implementation that you believe should have been included in the video? Just let me know in the comments. Hey, we release helpful HR content like this one every single week. Subscribe so you don't miss any of it. Bye-bye.